Hi guys, my name is Khan and welcome to another very cool review in which I will be reviewing two incredible products. One of them is Intuition, the other one is NPad. Both products are available at TripOnMagic.com. I have linked both of them in the description box below so you can easily find them and check them out. If you enjoyed the reviews, I would love if you could show me your support by leaving a huge thumbs up on this video along with your subscription on the channel and comments in the comment section below. But that's been said, let's jump straight into the video. So guys, the first product that we will check out is Intuition by João Miranda, Mozique and Alakazam Magic. It's sort of a combo of creators and producers that came up with this effect or gimmick. It comes in this great packaging that you may be familiar from the productions from João Miranda. Pretty cool packaging. You get instructions in which you are being taught how to handle the gimmick, how everything is assembled, and basically all of the tricks that you saw in the trailers. But this is really not something where I will be reviewing the tricks that come with it. It is actually the gimmick, the detector that we are taking a look at with this product. In the simplest explanation possible, here we have a gimmick that basically hides a magnet detector inside of it. Pretty self-explanatory, it basically detects magnets. However, do not mistake this with a metal detector, right? This does only detect magnets. For this reason, when you open up the packaging, there are like the main unit of the gimmick that is basically housed inside the Sharpie, along with a little magnet that you can then use to prep your own stuff. This could be an envelope, this could be an object, doesn't matter, the sky's the limit. Whatever you want to find with your detector, that you have to prep with the magnet. They provide you with a magnet that is perfect size so it is detectable with the Sharpie. But of course, this should not prevent you from using other magnets. If it is roughly the same size or a little bigger than the actual magnet that you get with this, wouldn't be a problem. However, they are saying that if you use magnets that are too big, right, then you may get wrong responses with your detector. That's probably because if the magnet is too big or too strong, if you're holding that magnet here and have the Sharpie here, it would still detect it from this far away. So it wouldn't make really sense if you had two objects and holding it above this, it still detects the magnet here, right? So that's probably why you shouldn't use too strong magnets, so it basically does not detect it from too far away. Now, talking about a magnet detector that is built into this Sharpie, you'd probably ask yourself, how is the range with this, right? How high can you hold the Sharpie above the object? Let me answer this with an example. So here I have a prepped card that I can detect with my gimmick. At this height, nothing, still nothing. Here, I now feel something, right? So this range, I can't feel anything, but around here, I can clearly feel and detect the magnet, right? So right about there is where my hand or the gimmick has to be so that I can detect the gimmick, right? I believe this should give you a pretty good answer of the range of this gimmick. This is actually still a very reasonable height of you holding your hand above an object, right? This height looks pretty natural. However, it does not detect the gimmick from here. You have to go a little more down around here so that the gimmick can detect your magnet, right? So this is around where you can keep your gimmick at maximum. Above that, you can't detect the gimmick. So I hope I could clarify the question about the range with that little demonstration. The quality of the actual gimmick is pretty nice. This Sharpie is a real Sharpie that they used, so it's not a replica sort of. It is a real Sharpie that they used to house the gimmick. When you get this, you will get the main unit, the electronics outside the Sharpie. So you basically have to put them together once and then you have them ready to go to set into the Sharpie, right? I will tell my opinion about that in a minute because that's sort of the negative side of it. But overall, when I talk generally about Intuition, a pretty nice gimmick. When you detect the magnet, you can clearly feel it. And if it is a room that is very silent, you can almost hear it, right? But that shouldn't be a really negative thing to say, because in the most cases when you're performing, you will be talking, and just you talking covers up that almost audible noise, right? So don't be afraid of that. Overall, an incredible sort of James Bond type of gimmick that you can just carry around on you, and as long as you have your props with you, at least that magnetic thing that you want to find. This could be a coin, a magnetic coin that the spectator holds in his hands. Doesn't matter what it is, you can detect it with this incredible device. Now let's talk about sort of the negative thing that I think about this. The negative thing is the fact that those electronics that come with this, the main unit basically, is pretty fragile. What makes this even worse is that you have to handle those parts pretty regularly. The reason for that, two things. One, you have to charge it up every now and then. And regarding charging, don't charge it just whenever you want to. The gimmick tells you when it needs to be charged, right? So keep that in mind. However, let's go back to the point. The negative thing is that you have to handle those electronics regularly. One, for charging, and two, you are not supposed to keep the electronics inside the Sharpie for too long. And with too long, I mean not longer than 24 hours. The reason for that is that the ink, the cartridge, I mean, you can still write with this, the fumes of the cartridge may damage your electronics. That's the reason why you have to take them out of the housing every now and then, or in other words, you are not supposed to keep it inside for over 24 hours. And exactly because of this, you have to handle those little parts pretty regularly. You have to touch them. It feels like you're handling prototypes, and it shouldn't be a case with a product that is at this price range. To me, it seems like that with a little more development, they could have placed the electronics inside the Sharpie permanently and maybe find a way to charge it like from the bottom of the Sharpie with a different charger, right? Just avoid the customers, the users, to handle those electronics. Just my opinion, I don't feel very comfortable just fiddling around with those. But that's pretty much the only negative that I can say about this. Make sure to check it out at TripOnMagic.com. But that's all I have to say about intuition. Let's jump into the review of NPAD. So guys, let's talk about NPAD. Now NPAD, I can't show you a packaging because there was none. I just received the close-up pad itself. I don't know if this is like shipped that way or if customs opened my packaging. Don't know. However, let's talk about it. What it is pretty simple. You have a coin or a playing card, a small object that you have on one side of the close-up pad. It is signed and the signature of your spectator is up on the front, so it is visible the whole time. And in the most visual way possible, the object disappears from one side and reappears on the other side of the close-up pad, and it is the exact same object, and obviously with the signature of your spectator. It is probably one of the closest things that you can do in Magic that is close to teleportation without sleight of hand. Sounds cool, doesn't it? I wouldn't say this is a close-up pad that you should use to do your regular Magic stuff. I mean, if at one point of your routine you want to do the teleportation with your close-up pad, then of course you have to use it as a surface for the other effects too. However, it doesn't feel like a regular close-up pad that you're familiar with. Doesn't feel so soft, and due to the insides of the NPAD being gimmicked, you can't really use certain parts of the pad as you would use regular close-up pads. That's all I can say without giving away too much. Something I can tell you right at the beginning is that this does not really use blackheart. What allows you to sort of hide the secrets of the close-up pads is mainly the structure of the surface of the close-up pad. I mean, blackheart, the lightning still plays a role, of course. It helps you to hide things a little more, but the whole thing, the actual thing, is not blackheart, it is more the structure of the surface that helps you out. This might be something interesting to hear about this. The whole gimmick, the whole close-up pad is made pretty well. It is gonna last you a very long time. If something breaks, with a little bit of DIY, you can fix it, even though it is not taught in the instructions. And talking about instructions, one thing I forgot to tell you is that besides the whole explanation of how the NPAD works and the demonstrations with the coins, they don't teach you the things with the playing cards, right? In the trailer, they do teleportations of playing cards, This, however, is not so simple to do. Actually, doesn't really work as you saw in the trailer. Works pretty well with coins, but with cards, you need a lot of tries to get it as clean as in the trailer. Keep that in mind, please. And also one addition they put into the instruction is that little pouch that you saw in the trailer, that bag, they teach you how to do it. Sort of an extra, which I suppose is a cool addition. Yeah, besides that, the mechanics are simple to understand, pretty nice little built into this close-up pad. The close-up pad is not too thick, it is just a perfect size close-up pad in my opinion. Something that might be interesting to hear is the fact that after you have made the coin disappear from one side of the close-up pad, it doesn't automatically appear on the other side. That is under your full control, meaning after you have made it disappear, you have plenty of time. Really depends just on you to make it appear on the other side of the close-up pad, which is a cool addition and probably something that you did not know about this. Unfortunately, that's all positive things that I can tell about NPAD. Incredible visuals, it is nicely built, easy to perform, that's it. But the negatives, those are bad, really bad. Let's start with the smallest issue, which is basically that the surface is not very flat on the frame. I mean, you could stick it down. However, every now and then you may find necessity to open it up because something went wrong, for example. In its normal way, you can see here the openings of the close-up pad, which doesn't really look so nice. Another issue that you might not have believed is the case is the fact that you can only do the trick, the teleportation, once. After you have made a coin or a flat object teleport to the other side, it's over. You can't repeat it during the same set, right? You do have to do a reset, which is very quickly done and also very simple to do. However, it is nothing that you can do in front of your spectators. If all those things did not sound too negative, too bad about this effect, I have bad news. Really bad news. To me, this is not a trick to do live in front of spectators. This to me is a social media effect. The reason has nothing to do with the visuals. The visuals are nice. The thing that destroys the whole thing is the sound. And the sound is really bad. It is not a noise that you can cover with just talking or with the sound of your surroundings. I mean, of course, if you perform at a train station, it would work, but elsewhere, it is very, very audible. And I think it would not be fair to hide that noise from you because real spectators would hear it too. So here is the performance that you saw at the beginning with the actual sound. Sounds bad, doesn't it? It almost gives away how the whole thing works. And really, there is nothing that you can do against it. That's why I refer to this as a social media effect that you just do. Show it to your community. They should be amazed by the visuals, but keep the sound away. But that's all I can say about NPAD. If you really like the visuals of this and are okay with performing this just on social media, go ahead, check it out at TripOnMagic.com. It is available there, but that's all I can say to that. And yeah, guys, that was today's video. Intuition and NPAD have been reviewed. I really hope that I could help you with these and hope that your decision making is gonna be a little easier after this video. But that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you checked them out. And I hope to see you next time.